Alright, here we go. Today I'm so excited to finally bring you the famous bar fighting. The when I grow up, I can be a bouncer. That I can just beat up a bunch of random drunk dudes at the bar and just get away with it. The all of a sudden I'm way better than Patrick Swayze. Finally bringing you the famous 1989 movie Roadhouse. Yeah, let's go! Now, this movie Roadhouse is just one of those movies that even though you've already watched 5, 10 times, every time you watch it, it just gets better. This is such a guy movie. It has fighting, explosions, bar fighting, random sex scenes from just out of nowhere, and more fighting while having no support from law enforcement whatsoever. I mean, you just got to ask yourself while you're watching this movie, like, where are the cops at during this whole time? Dalton, played by Patrick Swayze, is such a badass. His martial arts skills are shown throughout the movie, but because he beats the crap out of everybody. But it really shows the difference of, hey, I can be some big 280 plus pounder, or I can be this random small skinny guy that majored in philosophy who magically turns out to be your worst nightmare if you're at a bar and you pick a fight with the wrong guy. The next two characters that stand out in Roadhouse is Sam Elliott, who's played by Wade Garrett, who's another deadly street fighter, and Kelly Lynch, who plays the love interest of Dalton. Both of these two characters play an important role in the movie. One, because Sam Elliott is just another badass who joins the good side of the Double Deuce gang against the evil millionaire Brad Wesley. Kelly Lynch is just a dog that starts having an intimate fling with Dalton, to which we later find out that she used to be married to Brad Wesley, to which later on in the movie, everything turns into a big dumpster fire. Nothing like a bouncer dropping it deep on your ex-girlfriend, which you can't do anything about because he's a deadly martial artist and beats people up for a living, and most likely will probably beat you up as well. And for those who have watched this movie multiple times, and for those who have not, comment below, subscribe, hit the like button, click on the notification for future videos. Let me know what movie of Patrick Swayze you want me to do, or any other actor. Before I get diving into this movie, I made some slides of Patrick Swayze's work, the famous SNL Chippendale Scene with Chris Farley, the famous Dirty Dancing scene, Don't Put Baby in the Corner, the famous Ghost scene with Demi Moore. I had to put Point Break on there because my boy Keanu Reeves is on there as well, and even the famous Family Guy with the famous quote, Roadhouse. Here's a little appetizer for you guys of Dalton doing some feng shui and the old man coming out of the barn and just getting a good old hard on. And this old man, he's just looking at Dalton and he's just kind of just like, what the hell's going on? But you can tell he's got a big old chug in his freaking overalls. So he's just kind of over there just staring. For those of you guys that seen the movie, you guys know what I'm talking about, of just how surprised the old man is. Woo! Here we go. The good old Chippendale scene from Saturday Night Live. This just brings back memories. Just the fact, just looking at this right now and just watching Chris Farley, rest in peace, man. That guy is just missed. He did a lot of good movies. And the fact that, like, this little scene right here with Patrick Swayze, just, I don't know, it makes you laugh. And it's just so wholesome. Here's the famous Don't Put Baby in a Corner scene. In real life, I think the dad would have said something like, no, my daughter's 16 and she's staying right here. I believe in Family Guy, there's a parody to the specific scene. This scene right here, Patrick Swayze has 2 buttons on his shirt showing the taco meat. And even though if you're not a Dirty Dancing fanatic, I'm not a big Dirty Dancing fanatic, but you got to give it up to this scene. It's a really good scene. This scene right here is probably my favorite scene in the movie Ghost. He's saying his last goodbyes and he gets his last kiss to Demi Moore and he's going up to heaven. For those of you who lost friends and family, this scene hits you. And I love it. And this is the famous Point Break scene. This scene just makes you want to go surf. And probably the only thing that you surfed is the internet and the fridge. But this scene is just so relaxing. I mean, you just love Patrick Swayze doing the yeah. Oh, there's my boy Keanu Reeves, a.k.a. Johnny Utah. This scene right here, the only thing I can remember is we gotta do it for Johnny. We gotta do it for Johnny. Roadhouse is even mentioned on Family Guy, where Peter is in love with the movie. I really think this is how all of us feel when you see or hear the movie Roadhouse. This scene right here where the guy with the red flannel shirt grabs a girl and then smells his finger, not sure if this scene is intentional, but comment below and let me know what you think. Here, you just see Patrick Swayze come in the bar and he just beats up everybody, just like in the movie. But what's funny about this scene is the fact that all he does is just kicks them. He just lands a bunch of roundhouse kicks and just beats everybody up with his kicks. He doesn't even throw a single punch. Yeah, you guys know this scene right here. The intro scene with the attractive one with the attractive dress. And then you know this guy, Frank Tillman, the guy that wants to hire Dalton. And here you go, you got Frank Tillman telling everybody his big investment plans for the Double Deuce, while at the same time telling everybody he hired the best damn cooler in the business. I like how Dalton is just in the back waiting for his turn to talk, smoking a cigarette. Not sure if he's smoking a Marlboro or a Camel. Who knows? He's just in the back with his arms crossed, smoking a cigarette, probably telling himself, what did I get myself into? And of course, let's take some time to admire the bar fights. Terry Funk, aka Morgan, plays the tough guy villain in the movie. Terry Funk was an incredible hardcore wrestler who is now retired. Comment below if you were a big Terry Funk fan. The scene where the guy doesn't have $20, but he's grabbing that dude's girlfriend's chest, to then the start of the brawl in the bar. It just explodes to an all-out rumble in the double. This scene always just made me laugh. Just seeing that guy just sit on the stool and he's just watching everything while he's just laughing. That scene just... for some reason, they just picked a really good scene for that guy just to be laughing in there. The girls beating up the waitress, throwing the Miller High Life straight at a dude's face. You got Dalton pulling on more rugs. Bar fights on top of more bar fights to where Dalton is throwing some dude out the bar. Roundhouse kicks to Superman lunches. This movie has it all. Bar fights inside, outside, to co-workers encouraging each other for moral support, and just random chicks trying to have a good time at the Double Deuce. Here, you have Dalton preach about the 3 famous rules. And if you live by them personally or live by them every day, good for you. Dalton gives the entire bar, it's my way or the highway, with rule 1 starting out with, never underestimate your opponent. 2, take it outside. And the most famous rule, number 3, be nice. Which I believe is the most complex and possibly the most difficult. Comment below and let everyone know which one do you think is the most difficult and the easiest. Here, Dalton requests his black leaded coffee where he finds the bartender John Doe skimming a few bucks off each cell. And if you know, Dalton just boils his blood. After witnessing the skimming, Dalton confronts John Doe. He tells the owner Pat Tillman he's costing him about $150 a night and tells him to take the train. After a few nights, John Doe tries to go to HR and request for his job back. The appointment with HR results with another bar fight. Here you see Tinker giving a lovely kiss to Dalton while all 3 of Brad Wesley's henchmen get the boot. This results in John Doe getting thrown out the window. Here, Dalton finally meets Doc, and Doc finally meets Dalton. I always wondered about this scene. In today's medical practice, are you even allowed to proceed with this procedure with no local anesthesia? If you know, comment below. Here we go, the famous Curly Sue movie. Kelly Lynch looks so attractive and professional in the entire movie. The pizza looks really good too, by the way. The love scene we all waited for. After choosing the correct radio station, Dalton and Doc finally exchange bodily fluids while baby making music is playing in the background. I'm not surprised the old man is not quietly creeping on Doc and Dalton right now. Here we go, introducing the famous Sam Elliott as Wade Garrett, the older Street Fighter, Dalton's mentor and friend, where in Tombstone he plays the older brother, Virgil Dumpster. After you think everything is getting better, with Wade Garrett joining the picture, Dalton is informed about Old Man Red's place being on fire. While everyone is inside dancing, drinking, and smoking, our fearless leader Dalton is sprinting to go save Old Man Red. But even Dalton with his kung fu skills are no match for the big explosion. So here we go. You know in this movie this was bound to happen. Jimmy and Dalton or Jimmy and Wade Garrett. You know it was bound to happen. Jimmy giving Dalton and Wade a mean look as Jimmy decides to first try out the other bouncers. Not the smartest thing to do. You definitely want to think twice before attacking someone with a pool stick, let alone a guy who also knows kung fu. The entire Double Deuce turns into a brawl to where Jimmy starts attacking Old Man Garrett. Now I'm pretty confident in saying that if this was Wade Garrett was a younger and had a better leg, He could easily take out Jimmy, but Dalton had to step in and defend Wade Garrett before it was too late. Comment below if you think this is true. Could Wade Garrett take out Jimmy if he was younger? Alright, so stepping away from the bar fighting, and since Roadhouse is a very random movie, if you enjoy monster trucks, then please enjoy this scene of Brad Wesley's monster truck destroying the Ford car dealership. Here we go. So after a preliminary fight with Jimmy at the Double Deuce and the monster truck rally at the Ford car dealership, Dalton is training for the worst. Wade Garrett comes in and tells Don to let's quit while we're ahead and get out of Dodge ASAP. But we know that Dalton is not that character and he just can't abandon the Double Deuce, the Doc, and Wade Garrett. So Dalton will just have to train and train more. Dalton and Wade finally have a song and dance, and they decide not to leave but to stay and finish the good fight. So after the song and dance between Dalton and Wade Garrett, now the Doc is back at the barn trying to convince Dalton to keep the peace between him and her ex, Brad Wesley. But another explosion is heard across the barn, and we can all point fingers against the one and only Jimmy. Here, Jimmy gives you the Joker laugh that's kind of creepy and funny at the same time. Did you know that Jimmy started in the movie Armageddon with Bruce Willis as one of the pilots in the Independence crew? So now Dalton is mad. Dalton is furious. He is running around the barn like a chicken with its head cut off looking for Jimmy. After running around the farm, he hears Jimmy on the bike and heads towards him. Not to kiss and make up, but to finally have a fight that we've all been waiting for. After much running around the barn, Dalton flies out like Superman, crashing into Jimmy, where we finally get to see the best fight of the movie. So place your bets and get ready to see Dalton and Jimmy go at it. Jimmy throwing some punches while Dalton is playing defense and is even able to land some punches and throws Jimmy deep outside the lake. Both Dalton and Jimmy seem to be out of breath, but still determined to finishing the fight. Jimmy fights dirty where he grabs what looks like a piece of branch and lunges it at Dalton's ribs. I wonder how many ribs got broken during that scene. Please comment below. Now, if you know this movie, you know that Jimmy tells Dalton the dirty, which catches everyone by surprise. Dalton backs off and tricks Jimmy by having Jimmy kick a tree. It looks like the fight was too much for Jimmy, and this is where Jimmy reaches for his pea shooter. Dalton kicks the pea shooter out of the way and finishes Jimmy with the good old ripping of the gizzard Mortal Kombat trick. Dalton finishes the night by grabbing the corpse of Jimmy and throwing it across the pond to Brad Wesley, while screaming the famous you know what? F you. After the fight with Jimmy, Dalton comes to his senses and now wants to leave the Double Deuce. Unfortunately, he finds his friend Wade Garrett with the note lunged in his chest. It was Tails. Dalton revs up his engine and heads to Wesley headquarters where he wants to confront the evil Brad Wesley. The evil henchmen get ready as Dalton's Mercedes pummels through the perimeter fence, probably going about 40 to 50 miles an hour. What is funny in this scene is the way that John Doe shoots his gun. He's moving his waist and his left leg almost like he's dancing. Tinker, probably pushing around 280, runs pretty fast for someone his size. I wonder if he had to tighten up his suspenders before shooting this scene. Here, Dalton is playing chess while the evil henchmen play checkers. Dalton all of a sudden becomes a Navy SEAL and starts taking them out one by one. Dalton uses the evil henchman as Captain American's shield and throws the Peacemaker straight to John Doe, where John Doe falls to his death. Tinker, the heavily set henchman, goes down in a fight against a dead polar bear. So here we go, the final boss. Dalton and Brad Wesley square off, exchanging punches, kicks, and even some African spear throwing. These two go at it, leading to Dalton getting the upper hand and using the famous Mortal Kombat fatality, removal of the gizzard move. After some heavy breathing, Dalton decides to spare his life and not rip his throat, but rather Frank Tillman gives the finishing blow by shooting Brad with a shotgun full of lead. The movie ends with Tinker telling the cops, "A polar bear fell on me." Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. Roadhouse is definitely an 80s classic and I highly recommend this movie. If I missed another Patrick Swayze movie, please let me know so I can do a video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit that notification button for more videos.